Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yeah, NBA Straya, how are you going? Hey, Gunny, you're good, you should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's hump day, April 22, which basically means it's the weekend. So, look, you've got my permission just to absolutely bodge off and just hang out for the next couple of days. Because basketball, give me the ball, cause I'm gonna dunk it. Yeah, this is NBA Straya. I am your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. And Billy Donovan is out in Chicago. What a world. We'll talk about that in a second. We had 3 more game twos today, which is kind of fun. The Clutch Player of the Year was announced to much ballyhoo. Yeah, nah. So we'll wrap up those games for you. We'll do that on an iPhone, mate, no mate, Spud of the night, better than Lonzo Borges, some the Unpopular Opinion of the day, and Outback Takehouse. We're doing Andrew Gay's Great MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence, and then we'll pick and previews tomorrow's 2 remaining game dos, which is kind of fun. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1386 of NBA Straya. Let's go.
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gay.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
Oh, you better watch out for the upset attack. That's right. All 3 of the underdogs won today, coming out of the blue and having a crack. That was pretty fun. Very fun day of hoops. So let's get into it with how do we do these things, Jim? With the daily whip around. That's right. Yeah. Once again, thanks again to all the legends who have reached out about, the passing of my long-term, exceptionally close friend over the weekend. It still sucks, but, keep it on. And just all of the words out there just mean everything to me. So I appreciate the sentiments. You guys all rule. Thank you again, and thank you. Just every time I get something from anybody, just it's another, just makes you just about tear up as well. So, going through it, but look, it's not going to get much easier. I'll tell you what, we've got a memorial service this weekend, and I'm going to be a blubbering mess. It's going to be really, really tough. But, keeping on. I'm all good. Thank you, though, for all the kind words. Right, let's do some hoops news. Billy D. Donovan, he's out. Can you believe this? I absolutely love this story. I said it on today's NBA Coffee Run, the video in the morning, right? I absolutely love that the Reinsdorfs, the folks in charge, the owners of the Chicago Bulls there, were like, look, we love Billy Donovan, so if you're going to take our GM or president of basketball ops position, he's your coach. And absolutely everybody they've spoken to is like, yeah, nah, I'm good. Because, the results speak for themselves, don't they? We think Billy's a great coach. Do ya? Based on what? His kind of run in OKC. He's not the one who took him to the finals, remember. That was old Scotty Brooks. Billy Donovan had a good record in OKC. He did not have a good record in Chicago. I said on this morning's video, 6 wildly underwhelming, mediocre seasons. 6 years of just devastating mediocrity are done. Now, you might get actual devastating rubbishness, but that might help, you see, because when you're bad, you can get good players in the draft. Well, until Adam Silver has his way. But anyway, Billy Donovan. Look, I do love that the Reinsdorfs were like, we love Billy. Well, he's awesome. He's our coach long term. They signed him to an extension. And like any time that you can keep a coach who's gone under 500 for over half a decade with your team, he's 30 games under 500 as the Bulls head coach over 6 years. 226 and 256. That's a 46.9% win-loss record. That's unbelievably bad. Like, it's actually genuinely hard to be that mediocre and that bad and keep your job. So at least he excelled in that spot, right? But I did love that he made one playoffs in 6 years. And they're like, no, he's our guy. They made it to the play-in each of the, until this year, 3 straight play-ins, and never made the playoffs after that. They got bundled out 4-1 in the one single playoff series they actually played. And they're like, no, this is our guy. Amazing. Yeah, look, coaches are good, you know, and this is the thing I bang on about all the time, right? Coaching is very difficult. Getting through to players is difficult. Having really good relationships with players, that's awesome. If you can be a good teacher, that's also very good. But if the results are lacking, guess what? You'll be judged on those results. It's a brutal business, but that's what it is. So there you go. I do love the... So Billy Donovan did get like this extension, and it did sound like he wanted a little bit more power in the trying to pull a bit of a Jason Kidd power move, and they're like, no, Billy. And he's like, well, I've got an option on my contract, so peace. And they're like, wait, does that mean we don't have to pay him out? Bye, Billy. It's been fun. And off he went. So, yeah, Billy Donovan. The Billy Donovan era in Chicago, how will you remember it? Because I don't think many people will remember it at all. Rough, but here we are. See you, Billy. I think the craziest part is his tenure for Chicago was worse than Patino when he was like on the Celtics, right? He was just... Billy Donovan sucked. Yes, amazing college coach. Wins a couple of titles. Great. Steers an OKC team that had like two of the top 10 players there for a little bit. Steers them into oblivion. Gets a gig in Chicago. And has somehow turned this into like, 12 seasons, 11. He was actually in Chicago longer than he was in OKC. I think it's 11 seasons. So we'll see where he goes next. I'm sure it'll be wildly whelming. Speaking of coaching, Steve Kerr hasn't stepped down. God, I hate misinformation in the NBA. Like, social media just sucks, right? For all of the newsy sort of stuff, because you just get pumped fake bullshit all the time. That's why you got to listen to your mate Jim. But Steve Kerr is likely to make a decision later this week. He's meeting with all the Golden State Warriors honchos and all that sort of stuff. I think the news sort of came out that Draymond basically expects Steve Kerr to not come back. And people are just like, Steve Kerr's not, he's out, he's gone. It's like, no, nothing's happened yet. But still, we'll see. So there you go. The Pelicans are firing everybody. Like literally everybody, like broadcasters, studio analysis, dudes, like the beefcake, like strength and condition, 25 plus people across multiple departments. And that's just the Joe Dumas purview. I love it. Joe Dumas coming in going, I know the way to run a franchise. You're like, based on what, Joe? He's like, well, 22 years ago, the Detroit Pistons won a title. What happened then, Joe? Is, I ran them into the ground after we made a bunch of other Eastern Conference finals and I never did anything right. And you're like, so why are you the man for this job? Why are you cleaning house? Interesting. I kind of feel like it's the Pelicans just tearing it all down and then, I don't know, maybe they don't expand and they just move to Seattle. Anyway, putting Joe Dumas in charge 100% is just like the easiest way just to absolutely tank your franchise value at this point. So good stuff. And finally, Clutch Player of the Year was announced. It was SGA. And this is why I keep contending this is the stupidest of all the awards because he had the most points and buckets made in the clutch. So he wins it. There's no subjectivity. Like he got 96 first place votes because he scored the most clutch points, 175 total clutch points. 6.5 points per game in clutch time. That's when it's like within 5 points in the final 5 minutes of a game. He also hit 16 go-ahead shots in crunch time. So, yes, he won it. My favorite thing is that Jamal Murray came second by 1 point over Ant-Man. He got 33 second spots. Ant-Man got 32. So it ends up 117 for Murray, 116 total points for Ant-Man. But that neither of them got a first-place vote. The other 4 first-place votes two of them went to Jalen Bronson. That'd be your New York media. 1 to Jokic. Sure. And 1 to Cade. Right. What are those voters doing? I swear, if we need to have absolute transparency on awards voting for everything. I'm just saying. There you go. So we've got Defensive Player of the Year has been announced. That was Wemby. Clutch was SGA. 6-man tomorrow. Sportsmanship the day after. And then MIP. Most improved. So anyway. All right. Let's do some game wraps from today. These games rocked. Philly 111. Boston 97. Geez, Jim, what happened there? It was absolute chaos up there in Beantown. Crazy first half. Philly were down 13, stormed back. VJ was awesome. VJ Edscombe was off his head. He went to the locker room after this hard fall, came back, just dropped, 16 points in the second quarter. It was 62-54. And you're like, what is going on here? And you sort of felt like it was a 37-26 second quarter for the Sixers. And you were thinking at different points, it's okay. The Celtics will get this. And they sort of did that. They reeled them in the third quarter, 77-75 with 3.5 minutes to go. VJ then, though, hits like this sick three. It's his first bucket in the second half after he came back. He'd gone back to the locker room again, was sitting on the bike again, then gets a shot. Tatum hits a three, JB, and then you got 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and it's a 2-point game. And you're like, this is where the Celtics will just run over the top of a tired Sixers team who just have got VJ Edgecombe running on fumes. Maxey hasn't been able to hit a shot. Paul George has been in foul trouble, can't get much going. Oh, God. Tyrese Maxey, whack! Gives him this sick crossover three. Boom. 94-89. They get a miss on the other end. Great team rebounding. Maxey dots another three. 5 minutes to go. Suddenly they're back up 8. And you're like, that just got a little bit more difficult, didn't it? Bloody hell. Tatum, there's a turnover out of the timeout. Drummond has a sick putback off a Maxey miss. They're up 10. Oubre hits a 3, and it's an 11-0 run out of absolutely nowhere. 102-89. They answer a 3 from Jaylen Brown with 3.5 minutes to go with a VJ Edgecombe 3. Vooch misses. Maxey has an and 1. That sick twisty layup, and you're like, this game's over, basically. Vooch misses again. Jaylen Brown hits another 3. But it's 2 minutes to go. It's 108-95. And they just go, nah, Packer, we're done. It was deathly silent there in the Boston Garden. And you're like, jeez, that turned quick, didn't it? Huh. So how did this happen, Jim? Well, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to miss 37 3-point shots in a game of basketball, you missed 37 threes. Yeah, you might lose that one. Right? And that's what a lot of this can sort of be put down to. By the same token, swings and roundabouts, you know. Jaylen Brown, fantastic game, 36-7-4, pretty good. Tatum, 19 points on 19 shots, 14 rebounds, 9 assists, very good, 3 turnovers. But this was almost the problem here. Boston just went into so all those threes, right? The 37 missed threes, 11 turnovers to 7. That wasn't a giant thing. But what it was their entire offense just reverts back to the old-timey, gross Celtics offense where it goes full ISO ball and it's a lot of Tatum and Brown dribbling around and a little bit your turn, my turn shit. And then suddenly no one else is involved. No one else can hit a fucking shot. And it all goes to shit. And that is the Boston Celtics we all know and love. And wow, missed him. So yeah, that was a pretty crazy one. Pritchard had 2 of 8 shooting. You had 2 of 8 from downtown for Hauser. That was all of his shots as well. Tatum was actually 2 of 8 from 3 as well. 2 of 10 for Derek White, who can't hit a shot at all. He had 2 pretty decent blocks in there, did Derek White, but nothing on offense. 3 of 12 shooting for 8 points. Vooch was just absolutely a massive giant spud out there. 1 of 5. 1 of 4 from downtown. Ends up with a 9 and 5 in 18 minutes. But just they could not get anything going. And, oh boy. We got ourselves a series. I love this game because Maxey he was absolutely incredible in the fourth quarter, but they get there because of VJ Edgecombe. He dropped 30 on 20 shots, 10 rebounds as well. I'm going to talk about that stat line again in a second. Maxey finishes with 29. He scored 12 points, I think, in that fourth quarter. Absolutely off his head. 3 threes, just dotting them. Just taking absolutely Kali marring the Boston Celtics, right? Kali Ma, just ripping their heart out while they're watching it. Oubre hit a massive 3 late. He ends up with 12. Paul George, 19, 4, and 3. But wow. VJ, Maxey, VJ Max, that was awesome. What a display. Going into Boston, undermanned, kicking them in the dick, and being awesome. Way to go, Sixers. Justin Edwards was super solid as well. He only had 5 and 4, but there was a really good 22 minutes, I think. He was a +8. Andre Drummond did a really good job, 10 and 8 for him as well. This was hilarious. But yeah, 37 missed threes for Boston. That'll do it. And flip side, Philly, after going 4 of 23 from 3 in game 1, I said this on yesterday's show during the preview. They're probably not going to go 4 of 23 from downtown again. In fact, they nearly hit as many threes in this game as they took in game 1. They went 19 of 39. Yeah, it's pretty good. Again, I'm no math magician, but 19 of 39 is very close to 50%. So yes, that's a good game. And bang, as huge underdogs, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s beat the Celtics, and we have a series. The home team has lost. Oh, the series doesn't start until the home team loses. The dumbest people in the world will say that. You'll hear the dumbest people in the world say that. You have my permission to slap him in the back of the head. But wow, we are 100% on in this one. It's awesome. Same goes for Portland, San Antonio, 106-103. The Blazers pull off a shocker. This was awesome. Great start from the Blazers. Scoot's absolutely going off his head. 13 in the first quarter or whatever it was. San Antonio pulled it back very quickly though, and that's why you just fucking hell, the Spurs are terrifying. They led after the first quarter. But then Wemby goes down. Geez, Jim, you're burying the lead on today's show. Yeah, this was a big one. Wemby Jrue Holiday just fucking pulls the chair on him, and Wemby just eats shit into the ground. Just whack, bang, bang. Head bounces a couple of times, especially on the chin. He's just fucking laying there. And people are like, oh, he passed out. I'm like, I don't know if he passed out or he was just laying there for a sec. He got up, he was all fucked. Super shooketh. Looking super duper woozy, and you're like, that's no good. And this is one of those interesting sort of moments for an NBA team, especially a young team like the Spurs. Despite, having Fox and Barnes and stuff on this team, it's still Keldon Johnson, Vassell, they've been around for a bit, but, Castle and Harper and co, it's just, how do they respond? And they were looking pretty good, 57-57 at the half. They sort of steadied the ship. They didn't panic too much. Spurs scored the first 6 points in the third quarter. And it was a bit of a brick fight in that third quarter as well, right? Scoot laces a 3, but then Dylan Harper, it was right at the end of that quarter where you're like, ooh, here we go. If the Blazers can lead, they might be in here. And the Spurs, Harper just got another little bucket at the end of it just to keep their noses in front. You're like, this game rocks. Even with Wemby going out, which sucks, we get it. This is a very, very even contest all of a sudden. And I think the Spurs scored 15-3 to start the fourth quarter. You're like, right, there it is. Spurs are going to win this. Off we go. They're up 13 with 7.5 minutes to go. It's pretty good. The Spurs, you're like, right, I think this one's just about in the ball. Wait a minute, it's not in the books yet. Suddenly Portland go on a run. Tamani Kamara hits a 3, or Jrue Holiday hits a 3. Suddenly it's 95-90, and you're like, what the fuck? All right. Kamara hits another 3 a little bit later. It's only 99-95, 4 minutes to go. Kamara was massive in the fourth quarter. Still 101-97, 4-point game, 3 minutes to go. Scoot. Cometh the moment, cometh the man. Scoot absolutely dots a 3. It's a 1-point game, 2.5 minutes to go. This was the Scoot game we were all waiting for. At some point of his career, you were just like, the talent is there. Can he get the runway? Can he get the games behind him just to sort of let his game shine? And shine it did. Because my God, that was incredible. Because you've got Jrue blocking a Castle 3. Time Lord has this airball 3 that ends up landing in the hands of Jrue Holiday, puts it back up and in. Suddenly the Blazers, out of fucking nowhere, lead the game 102-101. It's a 7-0 run, 140 to go. They have a shot clock violation on the Spurs the other way. This came after a Denny Avdia shot clock violation where the Spurs just went full fucking Velociraptor on them. Blazers turned that around on them when it really mattered. Insane defense from like Kamara and co. Minutes ago, Denny just drives into the gut of him. It looked like a floater, but he sort of threw it back behind the fucking basket. It was an oop to Time Lord, who dunks it in for an and one over Champagne. And you're like, holy shit, 104-101, Blazers lead. Of course, Time Lord misses the free throw to make it easy. So it's instead of a 4-point game, it's a 3-point game. So the Blazers intentionally foul. So Castle hits both. They're up by 1. They managed to burn a little bit of clock. So there's only 10 seconds left at this point as well, right? Like that was the crazy part about the Time Lord dunk. It's burning clock. Castle hits his free throws. Jrue gets the inbounds, dribbles around a little bit, burns like 5 seconds. And it's just like this absolutely crucial ticking of the clock. Gets it to Kamara under the basket. He gets fouled. And then, absolutely shitting bricks, hits both. It was fucking massive. But then, the Spurs back up the other end. Amazing little run. Definitely looked like a foul. But Aussie Matty T basically contests the game tying 3. They miss. Scramble for the ball. No one gets it. Blazers win. Holy shit. 1-1 heading back to Portland. What was it, a 13-point game with 7.5 minutes to go? Get fucked, Portland. That was awesome. Seriously, I think it was a 27-10 run after the 8.5-minute mark when they were down 14. Jesus. What a world. The Blazers are so much fun. They are. And look, if Wemby... So there was word after the game that Wemby can't return to full participation for 48 hours. He can resume gradual activity within 24 hours as long as his symptoms don't worsen. But yeah, it could be like a week. Who knows? Concussions, man. We don't fuck with them, and rightly so. So this was a crazy game. Again, 3-point shooting. It does matter. 7 of 24 for the Spurs versus 13 of 38 for the Blazers. Not bad. Good size. The Spurs sort of spread the load, but their big problem was like Fox couldn't get going. 6 of 16 for 17 points. 6 of 16 for 16 points for Vassell. 0 of 5 from 3. 7 of 20 for Castle. And like this is the big thing. It's right there. So what's that? 19 for 42 between... That's not right. 19 for 52 between the three of them. Again, no math magician, but that's not very good. And I think from 3, they all combined for 3 of 14. Yeesh. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Harrison Barnes looked like he got hurt as well. Harper looked like he hurt his hand a little bit as well. It was all over the shop. Harper had 10 points. Cornette had 10 and 9 off the bench. But they just... being able to sort of like... Fox should be the dude who just goes, right, boys, we don't have the big fella. Jump on board. We'll fix this up. And it just never happened, right? Scoot was just fucking massive. That three that I mentioned, just absolutely incredible. Just gave them that chance to jump them, and it worked perfectly. 31 points and 11 of 17 shooting. Fucking taking the piss. 5 of 9 from deep. 9 assists, 16 points for Drew Holiday. He did shoot 6 of 17, but came out okay. 14, 4 and 3 with 4 turnovers for Denny. Not his game, but when Scoot's off his head, Denny's just like, fucking cool, man. Tamani Kamara, 10 and 9 with 3 steals. Donovan Klingen, 9 and 10 with a couple of blocks. Jeremiah Grant had a horrible game. 11 for 11, 9 and a couple of blocks for Time Lord. Shaden Sharp didn't do a giant amount. Hit a 3 in there, though. Was only a -1 in his 13 minutes, but I think this is just the way that Portland can ratchet up that perimeter defense in the same way that the Spurs can. You take Wemby out of the equation for the Spurs, and suddenly this just gets a lot more fucking even. So this series is absolutely on for young and old, where Portland will probably go into those 2 games in Portland going, fuck, we can win both of these. We could steal this fucking series. Holy shit. Who knows when the big French dude's going to come back, right? So look out. And then the most disappointing of all the teams, Houston. God, Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, the problem is you fucking suck. And none of your dickheads can dribble a ball. Holy crap. 101-94, the Lakers.
The Lakers
Rule. Led by a 472-year-old LeBron James, the Lakers are 2-0 up on a Houston Rockets team that, I mean, last year had better vibes. And geez, what's that, who's that vibes wrecker that goes everywhere and it's just, somehow it's never his fault, but everywhere he goes, it just fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Who is that? You might have to think about that because I'm going to talk about it later. But the Rockets, this was a really, really sort of interesting game. KD he had 20 in the first half, right? Game gets off to a flyer. The Rockets are up, and then the Lakers go fucking whack. They get up 13 early in the second. I think they ripped off this 18-2 run. It was absolutely absurd. You had Smart and LeBron and Luka Nard hitting threes, and you're like, holy shit. The Lakers are feeling pretty good about this. They sort of ran into it got a bit quieter in the second half of the second quarter, and Houston sort of pulled it back, right? And then they got within 1 point, and then they took a lead at the start of the third quarter, and I'm like, this is it. This is where we watch Kevin Durant, Amen Thompson, LP Şengün will probably finally start dominating a surprisingly yes, dominating is very good at this point out of nowhere, but LP's been a bit dog shit. Maybe you can nope. Maybe you can turn on nope. Luke Kennard hits this 6 shot. That was absurd. Lakers get back up and never trailed again. They just kept them at arm's length the rest of the fucking game. They sort of LeBron hit a couple of shots. You're like, all right, Ayton gets involved. Rui's doing some stuff for the Lakers as well. But the sheer inefficiency of the Houston offense, because again, they don't have a point guard and they just will read fucking Shepherd to the bench. He only played 10 minutes and he sucked today, but Jesus Christ. At some point you're going to go, fucking none of these idiots can hit a shot. Well, we're winning on defense. You didn't win it on fucking defense, did you? LeBron and Marcus Smart kicked your heads in. But then you essentially get to this fourth quarter and they get it really close again. They get within a couple of points. And it was 82-85. Josh Okogie hits a big corner 3 and I'm like, aha! Finally, this will be the... Nope. They were then just LeBron hit this awesome couple of layup and then a couple of free throws. Suddenly they're back up 6-7. 6-7. And look, Rui Hachimura's hitting shots, Marcus Smart's hitting shots, and they just pulled away. The fucking much vaunted Houston defense can't really help you if you can't score the fucking ball, and that's what happened. The Lakers defense has been, it's kind of weird to sort of balance this out because what we saw, right? Kevin Durant coming off a knee injury where he's got a right knee tendon bruise, apparently. They would go, hey, Kevin, you're one of the top 15 players of all time. Can you bring the ball up because we don't have a point guard? He's like, fuck, dude, did you know, I'm really old? And what the Lakers smartly did, they went, wait a minute, he's old and he's not a point guard. Let's get him. And they swarmed KD when he had the ball. And it was really interesting watching the difference of where LeBron gets the ball and where Kevin Durant was getting the ball. Kevin Durant, if he's got the ball up the top or if they're giving it to him at the top, guess what it's really easy to do when you're at the top of the key and surveying the floor. It's really easy for the other team to go, well, we can help and we can double. And then if he does make a pass, we can recover or we can fuck his shit up. LeBron was getting the ball kind of much closer to the hoop and very, very, very able to like hit a cutter, hit a dude in the corner because it's an easier pass and people are closer to the basket and it's a lot harder to double. So just watching that sort of weird juxtaposition, you're like, it's no good, is it? I guess, if you're a Rockets fan. KD, 23 points. You might remember I said he had 20 points in the first half. Yeah, 1 of 5 in the second. Not great. 9 turnovers was the big one, though, for KD. 9. Yeesh. Jabari Smith Jr., he had like some pretty amazing moments, like a sick block. But fucking hell. 18 points on 7 of 16 shooting. And you're like, he hit some like a massive layup late. Fell pretty hard. Came after Tari Eason hit this sick twisty layup as well. But it was just too little too late. 7 of 16. 9 of 20 for LP Şengün for 20 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. And somehow played a bad game. Okogie, 7 points, sure. He had 0 assists. He was a -4 in his 24 minutes. I just find someone who loves you like Ime Udoka loves Josh Okogie. Amen Thompson, 16 points, 9 assists, 3 turnovers. There's still just the lack in his game is just it's glaring. Tari Eason, 4 of 14. Geez, Jim, that's not very good. Yeah, but the rest of the bench was even worse. We'll talk about that again in a second. They, like, shooting 7 of 29 from downtown, not helping matters. Reed Shepherd, 0 of 4, as I mentioned in his 10 minutes. Yeah, Houston might be a bit cooked. LeBron James, 28, 8, and 7 with a steal. Thankfully, this fuckery won't go on much longer. I think the time passed the other day that it's officially more time has now passed since that tweet than it actually we'd had of LeBron's career before the tweet. So, yeah, 28 on 8 of 20 shooting. He is just unbelievable. 25 for Marcus Smart. He was awesome. 5 steals, 7 assists. Fuck off. Luke Kennard, 3 of 6 from deep, 8 of 13 overall. Beautiful little jumper in the like from the free throw line late just to sort of steady the ship. Jackson Hayes was the other one who scored off the bench with 6. Ayton had 6 and 5 as well. 13 for Rui Hachimura. But the Lakers just had a plan. They executed it. And the Rockets, whose coach might not have a job next year. Yeesh. Don't know if Ime Udoka had much of a plan there. If the plan was shit down our legs as much as they could, then they executed that perfectly. All right. NBA Straya Pre-Performer of the Night.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Ooh, young guards. VJ Max, Scoot Henderson, and Marcus Smart. One of these things is not like the other. VJ Max was absolutely awesome. What a combination. 30 for VJ and 10 rebounds. Absolutely off his head. Maxi goes for 29 points, 9 assists. And as I said, was sort of being pretty well held until he wasn't. Absolutely blew the game open late. Scoot Henderson, what a fucking game. 31 points. As I said, shot the absolute bejesus out of it. 11 of 17. 5 of 9 from deep. He only had 1 rebound and 0 assists, but I'll take that. It was absolutely incredible. His defense is awesome as well. Smart, as I mentioned, 25 points, 5 of 7 from deep, 8 of 13 overall, 5 steals, 7 assists. But we've got to give it to the old man, don't we? LeBron James, 28, 8 and 7 with a steal. Just... what are we doing here? 8 of 20 shooting, 2 of 5 from downtown. And I think the most impressive part is that he now kind of feels like he's gotten that Lakers crowd 100% on his side. Right? And this is what happens when you play playoff games in front of your crowd. He's like basically out there fucking aura farming in the middle of an NBA game. And it was totally justified because he put the fucking fear of God into the Rockets. There was like a bucket late where he just fucking put Tari Eason in the blender, went right through and around him, laid it up and in. I think it was Tari Eason. It was either Tari Eason or Amen or maybe Okogie, but none of them had a fucking chance. It's like, that's just Karl Malone at his peak. This is a 40-fucking-1-year-old man we're dealing with here. Jesus. So, yeah, we'll give that one to LeBron. And the Lakers are up 2-0 on the Rockets. What a world. Spud of the night.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Yeah, Boston missing 37 threes wasn't great, was it? Derek White, though. 3 of 12 and 2 of 10 from downtown. He's now 4 of 17 from 3 in the 2 playoff games. That is, checks notes, not good. Jeremiah Grant was also pretty fucking bad today. So coming off the bench, he really doesn't like it, does he? 1 of 9 from the floor, 5 points on 0 of 2 from 3, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. 1 of 9 is not great. The 9 turnovers in 3 points in a half for Kevin Durant, probably not ideal either. But as I said, the Houston bench shot a combined 4 of 25. All of those made buckets by Tari Eason. He shot 4 of 14. So everybody else on that Houston bench went 0 of 11 from the floor. 0 of 11, including 0 of 7 from downtown. Wow, that is a collective spudding it up. I think the Lakers bench combined to go 1 of 8 as well. But by the same token, it was basically Jackson Hayes running around. Laravie goes 0 of 2. Vando goes 0 of 3. Bronny missed the 1 shot that he took. He had 1 turnover as well. Thanks for coming, Bronny. But yeah, I think my favorite one, though, is like the Houston lack of shot making, right? We talk about shot creating. Shot making is obviously a big part of this. When you shoot it, does it go fucking in? That's an important part of basketball. They have taken 44 more shots than the Lakers across 2 games. 44! The Rockets have over the Lakers. They've made 2 fewer shots than the Lakers, 71 to 73 across 2 games. 44 more shots and you've made 2 less than your opposition. That's fucked. You're cooked. Oh, Lord. I mean, what the hell was that? It's horrible. There's no other way to put it.
This is horrible. There's no other way to put it.
There really isn't. Old mate, no mates. This one, yeah.
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Now, didn't it? Kevin Durant comes back from his knee injury. Doesn't it just, old mate, no mates, doesn't it just really feel like he's got no mates on that team? Right? The 9 turnovers, help a brother out. Come get the ball. There were some pretty amazing moments when somebody else had dribbled the ball off. Durant would already be double teamed as they're sort of setting a half screen for him at the 3-point line. And he's just being handed the ball. He's like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? But the perfect reason why he's old mate, no mates is the fucking texting scandal, right? The KD group texts. You can't fucking tell me that everybody on that team who has been involved in the KD group text scandal isn't just like, yeah, you know what? Fuck that guy. God, he's a wanker. So yeah, 9 turnovers today from KD. One of the greats. Don't get me wrong. But wow, 100% old mate, no mates today. Pantsing of the night. Oh, that block by Jabari Smith Jr. was fucking whoopang. Enjoyed that. But Adam Boner, this was so fucking brutal. Jaylen Brown flexed after it and got a T, which is one of the stupidest fucking things that refs can do, especially in a playoff game. Excuse me, you showed some emotion after doing an athletic feat that is absolutely almost impossible by everybody except for maybe a handful of people on the planet. You get a tech foul. Get fucked, you fucking nerd refs. Jesus. He literally just sort of looked down at Adam Boner and was like, looked up, and then he flexed. And it was like, that's because it was one of the sickest in-game dunks you'll ever see. That was a pantsing. Poor Adam Boner. A, his name is Boner. And B, he got dunked into oblivion. Max Schulger, though, got dropped by Maxi. Went out there and touched some grass, didn't he? Who then dotted a 3 in his eye. And you're like, oh, that's a backbreaker. A backbreaker? There you go. A breakbacker. Backbreaker. Maxi is fucking awesome. I love that. Finally, better than Lonzo Ball, Benny, Simmons, and Bronny J.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. I mean, we've already hit on it, but VJ Edgecombe can just go get fucked. What a game. He and Scoot, both better than Lonzo and Ben Simmons, who are higher draft picks than them. Scoot's 31 on 11-17 was awesome, but VJ Edgecombe, 30 and 10. The youngest player to have a 30 and 10 playoff game ever. Replacing Magic Johnson. You might have heard of him. First rookie to have a 30-point, 10 rebound game since Tim Duncan. And yeah, first guard to do it since Magic did it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
Right. Time for some yeah-nahs brought to you by you. That's right. You can become a part of the Dead Set Legends Club. All you have to do is buy me a coffee. Simple as that, right? buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. Go there, and if you sign up, basically it's our Patreon, right? You go sign up there, you get exclusive content. You also help keep the lights on with this running. And that's it. You get cool exclusive stuff. You basically buy us a coffee once a month and you're in. The Dead Set Legends Club. Go join it today. buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. Thanks to all the legends who have signed up. We've had a couple last week. You guys all rock. Thank you so much. Your support is greatly appreciated. Right. Yeah, nahs. Mick Muesli. My good mate Mick. Bulls are cleaning house. Jim, who steps in now? Yeah, nah, it's Steve Kerr bringing back Chi-Town Championship pedigree. Yeah, nah, it's not going to be Steve Kerr. I think it would be a very good story if it was Steve Kerr. But it does sort of feel like Steve Kerr is kind of a little bit just sort of like, yeah, I'm a bit burned out on all of this. I've had to deal with Draymond for a decade. So fuck that. I just want to take... I will take a couple of years just to fucking clear the system. So I think a lot of what we're sort of seeing with the Bulls is a very clear sense of direction, and that direction is we're tanking. My absolute favorite part of all of that is that the Bulls are now deciding to tank at the exact worst moment in history to tank, where the odds are all going to get fucking even more flattened out, and they're like, nah, we're going to tank now. Oh, you idiots. You absolute morons. So I think what you'll probably see is Billy Donovan maybe kick the tires on a couple of these other gigs floating around. And I dare say the Bulls probably go an assistant or sort of just kick the tires on some of these other maybe college folks that you might be able to basically help continue to build with this young roster. But the problem is the Bulls, in just their completely fucking dunderheaded way, traded away like a couple of their most decent young dudes in AO and Kobe White and got absolutely sweet fucking dick all back in return because their previous regime were absolute fucking morons. So yeah, it'd be nice if you had, I don't know, talented young people to work with as you're trying to rebuild, but not the Bulls. So, yeah, I can't imagine that Steve Kerr's looking at this going, yeah, I didn't want to do a rebuild in Golden State with, like, you know, a couple of billionaires behind me and, like, all the assets and Steph Curry, you know, on the way out, but still with his great legacy, and I can sort of just, I've got tenure, like they're not going to fire me. What I'm going to go do is take over this absolute shit show clown fucking franchise in Chicago and try to turn that around and go through a big rebuild. Fuck no. If I'm Steve Kerr, I want no bar of it. That said, is the Bulls' job actually an attractive one, Jim? Yeah, nah. I mean, depending on who they take and bring in as their basketball ops dudes, there is an awesome fan base in Chicago, right? And I think, like, Chicago does sport fucking right. So I think if you have the guts for, like, a little bit of a rebuild, that sort of stuff, and if you have the basketball ops folks that can convince the Reinsdorfs to part with a little bit of cash and actually sign some dudes. It has been such a fucking train wreck there, though. Like, Vooch, Levine, DeRozan, Caruso, Lonzo, all of that for nothing in return in terms of draft picks is fucking crazy. AO, just, yeah, anyway. Still, if you're an up-and-coming coach and you sort of have the stomach for, you know, a couple of years of fucking copying a lot of losses on your thing. There was actually one thing we didn't bring up, I think, yesterday. Jordi Fernandez and the rest of the Nets coaching staff actually all got extensions, which is pretty interesting because it's basically them going, yeah, look, we know that the rebuild shit is fucking hard and we're slapping you with a lot of losses, but we have faith in you. So that's kind of nice. So the Bulls, I think the market, the history is very attractive. Ownership fucking sucks. And I guess the biggest question mark simply is who are they going to, the executive part is who are they going to bring in? Will they be smart? Will they be good? So, yeah, if they are, pretty good gig still, but yeah, it's going to be a long road back. Is Clutch Player of the Year award the dumbest award, Jim? Yeah, nah, yes, because it's quite literally just like, I don't know why it's this voting award. It's basically the same as like the scoring leader or rebounds leader, right? It's like SJ scored the most clutch buckets. He's the Clutch Player of the Year because he's the clutchest this year. It's fucking stupid. Zoom out. Can Philly or Portland or Atlanta win their series, Jim? After winning winning a game, all of these teams have just gone, Minnesota as well, as underdogs, have leveled these series 1-1 after game 2. It's awesome, right? Can they win their series? Philly? Yeah, nah. No. Just a horrible shooting night from Boston. The one thing that gives you pause, though, is that the Celtics did this last year against the Knicks. We're like, they'll turn it around at some point. Then Tatum blows his fucking Achilles, and it all just goes to shit. They were going to lose that series before they lost Tatum. But the problem is Philly just, without Embiid, this was an incredible game. I think it's a little bit harder for them to replicate that, especially without Embiid, to win 3 more games doing that again. Right, VJ and Maxey just shooting the piss out of it. What was it, 19 of 39 threes? Yeah. Boston will get them. Portland? Yeah, nah, fucking maybe. With just, it all depends on the Wemby diagnoses, right? I feel like Wemby would be back game 5-ish if you sort of give him a week. And I don't know, they can probably play him to a bit of a standstill. I don't think they can win this series if Wemby comes back at any point, though. I still reckon the perimeter sort of players on that Spurs team are pretty fucking good. But the thing is, like, if Barnes is injured, if Harper's got a bit of a thing, there's a bit of a maybe in there for Portland. They could absolutely go spoiler. If they win both the games in Portland, Jesus. Atlanta, yeah, nah. Oh, the Knicks have done such a good job on shutting down Nicky Alexander-Walker and your man's Jalen Johnson. The problem is they haven't been able to slow down CJ McCollum. 1-1, I still think the Knicks will be fine. Yeah. The Wolves, Wolves-Nuggets, it's just chaos. So fucking good luck predicting it. I think that's why I picked it to go 7 anyway. Can the Wolves win the series? Yeah. Like Ant-Man could still have like fucking 3 incredible games and they win it all. They could. I don't think they will, though. I think the Nuggets might just pull them out. Houston cooked. Yes. But they did already lose 2 games in LA. They haven't even played at home. The series doesn't start till the home team loses. Shut up, Reggie. I've got a feeling Houston might easily win those 2 games back in Houston. But it sounds like Austin Reeves is actually closer to returning than your man's Luka. At the same time, fuck, the Lakers have looked good. Like, yes, LeBron's 268 years old, but Jesus. Still sort of like being able to go full Magic Johnson has been absolutely awesome. Well, not full Magic Johnson, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Houston, I reckon, are a bit cooked. 0-2 to this shell of a Lakers team is fucked. Houston's problems are really deep, and I think it's really hard, to pull out of that, arrest the slide. Winning game 3 is obviously the first step. Then they could probably still go on and win the series 4-2 because I think the talent is better. But LeBron is just that fucking good. If KD has like another sort of pedestrian, he looks so good in the first half. The turnovers are pretty crazy, but yeah, I kind of think Houston are cooked. But that's it. Unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
This is the Kevin Durant fucking story. Everywhere he goes, it's never his fault, but the vibes always feel fucking off, right? Everywhere. Even Golden State. How he managed to fuck up Golden State is still amazing, right? He rides Steph and Clay and Draymond to 2 fucking titles, and then he's completely just been a withering failure the rest of the time. Like whether it be injuries or vibes, just a combination of all of them. The one absolute lodestone common factor has been one Kevin Durant. And you can sort of see like the lack of leadership. Hey man, it's not my fault. 9 turnovers. Well, fucking LeBron, who's 247 million years old, is out there running around like a fucking combination of Magic Johnson and Karl Malone still and running a Lakers team perfectly. It's kind of like their careers are writ large, right? LeBron's sort of doing the sacrificing thing, but hey, I'll take over when I need to. A bit of aura farming. And KD just sort of shitting down his leg, extremely, fucking spindly legs at every opportunity. It's like, yeah. It's kind of what they do, those two. So, yeah, I thought that was fucking fascinating. Fascinating. Right, but what about a bit of Outback Takehouse? It's Wednesday at Outback, and you know what that means. Hump Day specials. That's right. We've gone into the Outback, the deep Outback, taking down a couple of those feral camels. And what you do is you lop off the humps. And then you just chuck whatever the fuck's lying around in them. You know, it could be like cranberries, fucking chia, fucking seeds, bit of mince, some fucking Tabasco, bit of mustard. And then slow roast that bastard for 8 hours. And boom, that's your hump day special at Outback. It's bloody delicious. And it's only at Outback. And today's Flame Grilled Take is Adam Silver is orchestrating all these Game 2 upsets to ensure that we don't get any sweeps apart from OKC. He's got to extend a bunch of these series, doesn't he? That's what Adam Silver does best. Only at Outback. Excellent, Jim. I want some Game 6s and maybe some Game 7s. Okay, Adam. All right, Australian Player Watch. Very brief one today because we only had Aussie Matty T, I think, going. Yeah. And so he played 10 minutes, went 0 of 3 from the floor, 0 of 2 from deep. But he had 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block and played perfect defense at the very end of the game. So I'll count that as a win and completely ignore the minus 22 that he went in his 10 minutes of court time. It's a big number. It's a big, big number. Anyway, Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence.
Andrew Gay's Great Mamba.
Outstanding achievement here. The field of
excellence. LeBron. Yeah, he's pretty good. Oh, really, Jim? Well spotted. 28 points. That's the most points in a playoff game by a player 41 years or older. Yep. Pretty good. It's just silly how fucking good he still is. Like watching Al Horford run around and you're like, oh God, he looks old. And it's like, he was, what, 3 drafts after fucking LeBron? Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Anyway, I loved it. It was awesome. Because I think I've just gotten to the point where I hate watching the Rockets. They suck so fucking much. And it annoys me. Because I feel like last year, they were sort of the idealized fun sort of team. They bring in KD, it should fix what ails them. And guess what? KD comes in and the vibes get fucked. I don't know. When's that happened before, Jim? Oh, except every fucking where he went. All right, let's do some game previews for tomorrow. While we do a bit of a game day ball, a game day Twitter check-in. What's Paddy been up to? Paddy. Oh, there's Josh Giddey. He's out there hanging out. Wants to play NBL 1 maybe. I don't think he'll be allowed to, but it's good. Paddy did have a couple of good ones, didn't he? Where was the Paddy Mills? Ball of Pat. Oh yeah, Fever Paddy. There it is. Looking good. Curls. Bang. 3. That's bloody good. On you, Paddy. I think Jock also posted a score. That's right. Jock posted the scoreline from that Atlanta game and a picture of the bench, which is very cool. Good on him. Righto. Let's do some game previews. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Yeah, not bad. My old man's doing all right. Because as I sort of said the other day, the compounding fucking aspect of, losing one of your best mates and then your old man going to fucking hospital because he's gone fucking crazy dizzy and yeah, but he's all right. He went home the same night, so yeah. A little bit less stress there, which is kind of nice. But anyway, otherwise, we're all good. So you can find all of our picks over at Dabble. Use the links in our show descriptions or our social bios. I think, what do we end up going? We nailed, I want to say, Sixers. I think we did go the Spurs, though. And I think we picked Houston, so it's a 1 of 3. Oh, well, get that on the big jobs. Tomorrow, though, we've only got the 2 games. We've got the 2 remaining game 2s. So, Orlando-Detroit is a fascinating setup. Orlando looked so good the other day, but now Detroit have had like at least a couple of days to sort of stew in their fucking juices. I think they put an ass kicking on the Magic, right? 8.5 point, like home favorites. The Magic have been pretty good though. It's a big number. I might take Orlando plus 8.5. I trust Detroit to win. Game 2 at home. You can't be 0-2 after 2 home games. Detroit win. Orlando do have enough talent to sort of hang with them. We saw them beat them the other day, obviously. Like the entire thing of let Cade do his thing, but we'll shut down everybody else. I think Jalen Duren does his thing this time. But I think Orlando can keep that one tight. And then the other one. The second game tomorrow. Phoenix are 17.5 point underdogs against OKC. Bloody hell. God, that's a lot. I think you have to take the 17.5, don't you? Yes, they got their ass kicked in game 1, but that's just... Holy shit. God, that's a lot of points. I think we'll take Phoenix plus 17.5. I don't like it. Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green. Give us a little something. That's just so many points. Yeah. Nice. All right. So, yeah, we'll wrap all that up for you tomorrow. It'll be a quick show tomorrow as we wrap up those games. And that'll be it. No yeah-nahs or anything. So, we'll just do the awards, etc. So, hopefully, I do, as I said the other day, I was like, I want to try to keep this one to 20, but I'll probably do 40. That's exactly what I did yesterday. So, tomorrow, I'm going to try to keep it to 20. We'll see how we go. But that's it. We'll be back on deck tomorrow. In the meantime, though, get around Footy Unfilterated if you like your AFL. Myself and my mate Jez absolutely chopping it up about all things footy. It's great fun. I just love talking footy. It's just, I love it. Because, God, AFL media is so dumb. Just breaks your heart. But Footy Unfilterated, go follow that everywhere as well. Chuck it on your socials as well. Follow us on the socials if you don't as well, of course. NFL Straya as well. And Jim Does Supercoach. We're going to be doing the AFL Supercoach show. I think we're actually going to do it tomorrow morning because with all of the weird sort of player problems this week, it's sort of all a little bit up in the air. So we might even do it tonight. We might do it tomorrow morning. But yeah, Jim Does Supercoach, AFL Supercoach will be there too. Rate, review, star, subscribe across all of your platforms. Jump in the comments on the YouTube. Say good day. Send through some yeah nahs for all the shows, whatever you need to. All the interaction in the world would be much appreciated. Also, you can help support the show. buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. You get exclusive content. You help keep the lights on. Would appreciate it heaps. Already appreciate all the legends who have joined up. You guys all rock. I need some ideas for the next one as well. The next Dead Set Legends Club. Send them through. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song They Rule. So to House Hats, Josh Delarendis, Fascinated Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sextra, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them on your music streaming platform of choice. And that's it. Got to get out of here because I got to look after squids. But we will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. And again, thank you again so much for all the kind words. Yeah, really appreciate it. I'm going to be... I'll see how I go over the weekend. Yeah. Don't know how I'll go on Friday and Monday's shows, but should be right. But that's it. Appreciate all of yous. Love your guts. There's NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would you? Hug your mates. And later, hosen.